was forgetting my iPad, so phone it is. What do plants do when life gets hard? Strew the world with floral beauty, writes biologist David George Haskell in his beautiful essay in Emergence magazine titled Wildflower Beauty and the Search for Home. This year I've been thinking a lot about how, as things get hard and complicated and frustrating or worse, I turn again and again to beauty as a way to slow down, open back up, celebrate the world, and give thanks for the ability of that which endures outside human constructs. It's a smooth transition from there to our topic of the day, the flower ceremony. This year is the 103rd anniversary of the flower ceremony, first held in Prague. This is one of two uniquely Unitarian Universalist celebrations that most of our congregations honor each year. It's one many of us have come to look forward to. Until about 2016, even having a historian's appreciation for the ceremony's story, it seemed all too easy and even self-serving at times to do this ceremony, beautiful as it is. Our American culture tells us all the time in so many ways that, like flowers, we are each beautiful and wonderful, even as it treats us as if we can be molded into an ideal body type, or as if whatever they're selling is something that we all need. You're special as long as you conform. But that election changed everything. It made it clear that this country is deeply divided, and the passing years have left us witnessing a right-wing takeover of our democratic republic. It's a road that's been traveled before. In 1914, the Great War broke out in Western Europe. That year, a Baptist pastor and church planter named Norbert Chapek fled Europe for the U.S. His views were too liberal even then for the German authorities, and it was not safe for Chapek, his wife, and their 8 children to stay. During his time in the U.S., Chapek resigned as a Baptist minister as he continued to become more liberal, and after his first wife died, he met and married his second wife, Maya. Together, they found the Unitarian Church, which they were impressed by and their children loved. At the end of 1921, they decided to return to their newly formed homeland of Czechoslovakia, as they felt called both to help rebuild their country and to spread the good word of our faith. Chapek founded a church in Prague that grew quickly. Czechoslovakia, like much of Western Europe, was deeply devastated by the war. People didn't have enough to eat and sometimes clothing to wear. Families were displaced. The landscape devastated. Many people left the Catholic Church, which was most common there. Chapek transformed the look and feel of his new congregation to make it even more distinct. No robes or vestments, long sermons that people connected with, and different music. While people connected with the faith itself, they were not as connected to each other. So he wanted to create a ritual that would facilitate that while giving them meaning and beauty and hope in their hardships. He had an idea. Each person was asked to bring a flower or budding branch with them to church the following Sunday. The service was about a number of ideas related to the flowers, their unique beauty, how they differed from each other in shape, size, color, and kind, and the wonderful image they created when brought together. Reverend Dr. Chapek then made comparisons between the flowers and the people, reminding them each of their inherent worth and dignity, their beauty, the power they create and share when together. Each year, he consecrated the bouquets they created together. One blessing he shared is, "Infinite Spirit of life, may we ask thy blessing on these, thy messengers of fellowship and love. May they remind us, amid diversities of knowledge and of gifts, to be one in desire and affection and devotion to thy holy will. May they also remind us of the value of comradeship, of doing and sharing alike. May we cherish friendship as one of thy most precious gifts. May we not let awareness of another's talents discourage us or sully our relationship, but may we realize that whatever we can do, great or small, the efforts of all of us are needed to do thy work in this world." The flower ceremony became a ritual of togetherness and hope, and one that brought the community closer together to each other. The church flourished. In 20 years, it had about 3,200 members. Also, in 20 years, Europe had entered another great war. Maya, who had long since become Reverend Maya, came back to the U.S. in 1939 to fundraise for relief efforts at home by going on a speaking tour. Things worsened such that she wasn't able to return home during the war. She decided to do what she could while she was here and became the minister of the New Bedford, Massachusetts Unitarian Church, where she served from 1940 to 1943. During the tour and her ministry, she shared the flower ceremony that her husband had created. It has become a widely celebrated ritual throughout Unitarian Universalism and remains the best known, uniquely UU celebration. Reverend Chapek, Reverend Norbert, made the decision to stay home this time when the war broke out. He felt called to remain with his people. In 1941, along with one of his daughters, he was arrested by the Gestapo, and his books, sermons, and other writings were confiscated. He was charged with listening to foreign radio broadcasts, which was a capital offense, and to other crimes. But of course, it was our heretical liberal theology that led him to be convicted. Ever a minister, he continued to support others in the camps, inspiring hope and an inner strength and peace through his quiet presence. He spent about a year and a half in prison and in concentration camps, where he was tortured and he was gassed to death in Dachau in late 1942. Reverend Maya learned of his death only after the war ended. What Chapek taught us 100 years ago is the truth, that we are, each of us, in every way beautiful. Our colors and hues, our expressions, our sizes and shapes, the way our bodies move and sound, all of it is magic. And we are blessings and wonders all on our own. We each shine and bless the world as we are. And that when we come together, when we gather together, we are even more beautiful. Together we can craft a deeper wholeness we cannot find alone. Together we craft a power we cannot find alone. Together we are better. We need each other. And we belong to each other in the most profound ways. Beauty has been an important feature for humans for a long, long time. The poem Bread and Roses was written by James Oppenheim and published in 1910. Bread and Roses became a rallying cry for striking workers in early 1912 as textile workers across the city of Lawrence, Massachusetts, protested wage reductions, hour reductions, and working conditions. They sought to make work one facet of the human condition and to remind all that dignity, appreciation, and beauty are all essential to making work and living just. And so as we reflect on today's theme of unfurling beauty, may we all be reminded that beauty isn't just about flowers, but also about having a good, meaningful life we can delight in. In the hubbub of our daily living, of what we experience in the world around us, the routines and schedules we are meant to follow, we can all sometimes forget. We only have one life to live. Our time is precious. Our connections with each other are more important than how many widgets we can make. Life is abundant with truth, beauty, wisdom, and wonder, and we all need to know these to have our best lives. Chapek's life and work was never meant to be the center of the flower ceremony, but sometimes we don't have control over what our legacies will be. Given the state of the state, the country, and the world, it seems as important as ever to remember his faithful legacy. Chapek and striking workers all sought to make and leave the world a more beautiful place than the one they were born into. They remind us of the power we have as individuals and as a community to create hope and a greater good. May the flowers always remind us of all that is good and true. May they remind us of the importance of beauty in our lives and work. May we honor lives of service to each other and to our shared faith, and remember to hold and celebrate and build with each other. May we live into the radical possibilities of our faith and know both its strength and our failures. May our values ground us and our creativity bolster us to give us the strength and courage to live our lives as fully as we can in the time we have, as we have heard, making the world a bit more beautiful. If you would please rise and lift your voice in song with me for our closing hymn as we come marching, marching.